All right, welcome everyone. Today, we're going to dive into this really powerful framework, a roadmap designed to take you from total confusion to actual creation. Think of it as a guide that helps you get from a world of tangled, messy ideas to a place of focused, tangible excellence. You know that feeling, right? Where you're just surrounded by information, by all these traditional methods and goals that aren't even clear. It feels like there's no path forward. You're just spinning your wheels, trying to solve modern problems with really outdated maps. And believe it or not, that feeling, it actually has a name: chaos. And yeah, it might sound a little scary, but we're about to see how it's actually the perfect starting point for an absolutely incredible journey of transformation. So, our journey starts right here, in this world of chaos. Just picture this. You've got a student, or maybe an educator, who is brilliant, full of potential, but they are completely and utterly stuck. They're trying to work within these old school systems that just don't solve today's problems, and they're desperately looking for a way out. So how do you get out of that chaos? Well, it doesn't start with some giant leap. Nope. It all begins with a simple but profound shift in perspective. It's about finding a solid foundation, a totally new way of looking at the world and its problems. And that new foundation? It's something called design thinking. Basically, it's an approach to solving problems that puts people first. It all starts with empathy. I mean, really understanding the challenges people and businesses are facing in the real world before you even think about jumping to a solution. And this, right here, this is the crucial shift in mindset. You stop just looking at the surface level problem and you start digging deeper. Asking why gets you to the real root of the issue, and asking what if? Well, that just blows the doors wide open to a universe of innovative possibilities. Okay, so our heroes got this new way of thinking, but pretty quickly they realize you can't do this alone. The next big phase is all about building a whole new kind of environment, a new culture where these groundbreaking ideas can actually survive and thrive. And this slide, man, it just lays it out perfectly. Look at the left side, the old way. Competition, confusion, people working in silos. But the goal is to build what we call a 3C culture, one that's built on collaboration, crystal clear communication, and co-creation. It's a total reboot of how people work together. So you might be asking, how do you actually build that 3C culture? Well, it's not magic. It stands on these 5 pillars. You need a shared vision, so everyone's pulling in the same direction. Clear roles, so nobody's stepping on each other's toes. Open communication and mutual trust. That's huge for making people feel safe to share bold ideas. And finally, effective processes to keep things moving smoothly. You get these 5 things right, and your team is basically unstoppable. All right, we've got the mindset, we've got the purpose-driven team, the foundation is rock solid. Now it's time to arm this new culture with the tools that can ignite some seriously breakthrough ideas. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to have a great team and an awesome culture, but how do you actually build something that's truly new? How do you take a vision for the future and make it a reality today? The answer is in the Innovation Toolkit. It kicks off with Innovation 4.0 principles that's all about being agile and customer-focused. Then you do these health checks on your tech, business, and engineering to see where the weak spots are. The SPINE framework gives you a structure for new ideas, but the final piece, the real game changer, Gen AI enablement. And this is the moment the light bulb goes off. It's the big aha moment. All of a sudden, the team can take their craziest what-if ideas and use generative AI to whip up a working prototype, not in months, but in weeks. It almost instantly closes that huge gap between imagination and creation. Okay, so you've had this amazing breakthrough. Now what? You can't just let that spark die out. This next step is all about taking that brilliant prototype and turning it into a real-world creation that can actually last and scale. It's about going from a cool idea to true excellence. So how do they do it? They use a classic but super powerful process: SMART goals. This framework brings discipline to their creativity. It forces them to make sure their big idea is specific, that they can measure it, that it's actually achievable, that it's relevant to the vision, and, crucially, that it has a deadline. And look at this, 4 weeks. That's it, from just an idea to a working prototype. That kind of speed isn't just about working hard, it's proof that the system works, that when you combine the right culture, the right tools, and the right process, amazing things can happen fast. And here's maybe the most important part of all. This success wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a one-hit wonder or a lucky break. It's what happens when you follow the roadmap. It's a reliable, repeatable model for turning that chaotic potential into consistent, predictable excellence. But hold on, because this single success story, it's actually just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. This one journey is part of an incredibly ambitious mission to do this again and again on a massive scale. 1,000. This isn't just some random number. It's a vision. It represents the incredible collective power of 1,000 of these individual journeys, each one following that same path we just saw, from chaos all the way to creation. We're talking about building an entire ecosystem of innovation here. So yeah, the ultimate goal is what's called the 1,000 Startup Mission. It's all about empowering 1,000 different teams to take this exact same journey. And after seeing how the roadmap works, a goal this huge suddenly feels not just possible, but maybe even inevitable. And that really gets to the core philosophy behind all of this. See, the roadmap isn't about reaching some finish line called excellence. It's about changing how you operate. It's about building a culture of continuous learning and innovation. Excellence becomes the way you work, every single day. So, we've walked through the whole roadmap, from total chaos to real, tangible creation. We've seen the path, and now, really, the only question left is for you. You've got the framework, you've seen the tools, you know the process. What chaos will you transform? What will your journey be?